Yes. Hello there. Welcome. We're going to start in about a minute. We're going to be starting in a seated position, so get something to make it comfy. All right, let's pretty much get started. So, seated position, spine nice and tall, and we'll shut down the eyes pretty immediately. We'll start with a little breathing. We'll just take a moment to kind of center ourselves. Start to simply draw attention to your body. Start to move more of your attention towards becoming aware of sensation in the body. And now start to lift the lower back a little bit light, a little bit taller, a little bit longer. Start to notice any shift in kind of feeling through the body as you do that. And then keeping that level of receptivity, a sense of attentiveness to the body. Take a nice long, deep breath in, and a very gentle releasing breath out. Let the shoulders soften, yet keep the lift through the lower back. Start to become more aware of subtle attributes to yourself, such as the state of your energy, your emotion, and the content of your mind. Notice what's happening with the mind. What kind of intensity of thought, pace of thought. And then direct your attention towards your belly button. Start to observe the slight movement that's created from the breath there. And then now, as you let that expand and rise up into your chest, let your exhale just slow down a little bit here. Take your time to exhale a little bit smoother, a little bit slower. And then you keep on going with that. You start to breathe in nice and deeply down to the belly, up into the chest. Exhale, starting to slow down. Now incorporate count into your breath. Breathe in for 6 seconds and breathe out for 6 seconds. Notice how smooth at the top for 3 and again out for 6. We'll just do this maybe 2 more times. And after your next exhalation, just continue that little practice. Come back into a more kind of naturally deep breath, not so exaggerated. but still a sense of fullness through the entire body, not just the belly, but you feel a sense of saturation of the breath throughout the body. And we'll try and keep that sort of purposeful usage of the breath, centering your attention into your body to kind of enhance a level of sensitivity within. And we'll work with that quality of mind and bring that into the complexity of the posture. So keep the breath rolling, gently attention out, and then blink open the eyes to come straight into cat-cow. So roll over the knees, come onto all fours, tabletop position. And as soon as you land, shoulders above wrists, hips above knees, take an inhale to press the belly down, puff the chest forward and look up. And an exhale to really round and arch up through your spine. And you keep on going just like that. Inhale, dips the belly down. Exhale to arch. And now you might want to throw a little bit of side bending into this. And you might just close the left shoulder towards the left hip a little, turning to your left, and then you do the same to the other side. Probably don't take this too far too soon. Just sort of feel it out, be sensitive and kind of conservative. But sort of move with the breath, move the body with the breath. And notice how when you do that, it brings an extra layer of attentiveness into the practice. And keep that centered nature of mind. And then go ahead and come into downward facing dog. Tuck the toes and lift the hips, becoming aware of more of the back chain of the body through the back of the legs, lower back. Notice how the shoulders are feeling, and especially here in the initial moments, really paying extra attention to the body, being gentle, getting a sense of knowledge of what's going on inside the body. And let's go ahead and walk the hands towards the back of the mat into a forward fold. Uttanasana. Just let the whole upper body just sort of drape and hang down here. You might grab opposite elbows above your head, but let your neck be really loose here. We'll take maybe walk your hand. Maybe you're taking them all the way over to the side, but no need to walk them too far back. Just to the left is enough. And then start to shift a little bit of weight towards your hands. So in fact, you'll load up your left leg just a little. We'll take one more breath there. And then shift the body weight over to the right once again. Walk the hands over to the right, all the way to the right. Now, big bend into the left knee. Right leg starts to straighten. And you just shift a little bit of weight over to the right. Keep on turning the side bend aspect in there. We'll take maybe one or two more breaths. And then back through the center and gently roll up your spine, but suck your belly in as you do this. Reach your arms up for the ceiling, nice and high, nice and tall. And then catch opposite elbows above your head. Exhale and lean to your right. Inhale back up through the center. Exhale, go to the left. Inhale, coming back up. Now keep the arms just forward. Little bend in the knees, really stick your butt back and see if you can get your whole upper body parallel to the floor. Now, you might put a really big bend into the knees to achieve that, but keep the belly tight. Now, actively pull the shoulders back. Forearms come off the back of the head. Now try and keep the belly sucking in here and take one more big breath. And then release the hands to the floor. Halfway lift, lengthen out your spine. Exhale, walk the hands all the way out to plank position, shoulders above the wrists. Hold there for a brief moment. High plank, nice and flat through the front body. And then let's send the hips up and back into downward facing dog. Now a few more times. Inhale through to high plank, roll, ripple forward. Exhale, back to down dog. Maybe just two more. High plank coming forward. Back to down dog. And now this time we hit high plank and pause. See if you can lower down through chaturanga until you're flat on your belly. Now take the hands off the side of the mat and start to roll through cobra. So inhale, chest lifts up. And exhale, takes it straight back down. And keep on going. Inhale, lift this chest. Exhale, back down. Really try and point your toes quite firmly here. Tighten up your thighs so your kneecaps come off the ground. We'll just take one more round from there. Lift and lower. And as the chest comes down now, send the butt back to the heels and immediately lift the chest up into a kneeling position. So you're sitting on your heels. Raise the arms up towards the ceiling. Exhale and twist to the right. As you twist to the right, half bind of your right arm, left hand to the thigh. Now nice and lifted through the lower back, just like where we began. We take one more big breath here. Really roll back the right shoulder. Now keep your left hand on the thigh. Raise the right hand, the back hand, up to the sky, and then reach over to your left into a side bend. So hopefully this hand on the thigh is really helping to turn the chest up towards the ceiling as you roll your right shoulder back a little. Now, 2 more big breaths, but sit heavy on your right heel. We'll take just 1 more now. And both arms up. Gosh, that felt mighty fine. And then twisting towards the other side. Half bind, left arm wraps into a half bind, right hand to the thigh. And then an extra little turn back on the shoulder. Drop the left shoulder down and away from the ear as well. Lower back lifts again. 1 more steady, long exhalation. Right hand stays where it is on the thigh. Left hand up for the side bend. So nice and lifted through the spine, then over into a nice little arc. But then sit heavy on the left heel. Send a little body weight over to the left. Keep turning up towards the ceiling. 2 more long rib cage expanding breaths here. Alrighty, do's it. Inhale, raise the arms up, touch palms above the head and take that prayer behind the neck. Now squeeze the elbows tight, lift the chest, but suck the belly in tight for just 1 more big breath. And then hands on the ground for downward facing dog. Place the palms, tuck the toes, lift the hips. As soon as you're in that down dog, nice easy walk to the top of the mat. Feet towards the hands. Immediately halfway lift to lengthen out your spine. Exhale to fold forward. Inhale to stand all the way up, reach up and stretch up. And then exhale to fold all the way back down towards the ground. And coming through a Vinyasa flow. Halfway lift, flat back. Step back to plank position. Now you might like to drop your knees for this first round of chaturanga, but otherwise bend your elbows, lower in, pull the chest through the arms, up dog, and into downward facing dog as you lift the hips up and back. And 1 more breath there in downward daisy. And then lift the heels, bend the knees, and lightly step or jump to the top of your mat. Arriving there, halfway lift to lengthen. Exhale to fold forward. Inhale to stand all the way up, reach up and stretch up. And then exhale to fold straight back down. Step or jump back into chaturanga. Half plank, bend at the elbows, lower in. Pull the chest through the arms, up dog, shoulders back. And into downward facing dog, hips up and back. 1 more breath in that down dog there. And 1 more time now. Heels up, knees bent. Walk, step or jump, top of the mat. Feet together now. Halfway lift, inhale. Exhale to fold in. Tighten your belly as you stand up. Reach up and stretch up. And then hands to prayer at heart center, chair pose. Bend the knees, sink the butt. Belly still tight. Turn to your right and hook the left elbow around the knee. Now, check out your knees. See that the left one's in line with the right one. Push the right hand down into the left. And we take just 1 more big breath here. And inhale to stand. Reach up and stretch up nice and tall. Maybe a little back bend at the top. And then back into chair for the other side of the twist. Right elbow hooking around the left knee now. Little squeeze of the knees together. Butt sits low. Now, try this out. Left hand pushes down to the right. But then see if you can roll your right hip down just a little. And take 1 more big breath there. Good. Inhale, stand, reach and stretch up. Exhale to fold forward. It's going to change here. Halfway lift, inhale. Step your left leg back, runner's lunge. Puff the chest forward on fingertips here. Get really long through the spine, all the way through the back leg. Take just 1 more breath there. And then lower the back knee to the floor, nice and slow. Now, right hand raises up. Twist here in this shape. Keep the twist through the upper spine. Now, back toes tuck. Lift the back knee 3 times. Inhale. Lift the knee, straighten out. Exhale, lower down. And keep your butt tight. Squeeze the left butt cheek. Lift the knee. Exhale, lower down. Keep the twist happening. Lift and hold. 1 more. Big breath there. Right hand down, puff the chest forward again, fingertips. Straighten through the front leg pyramid, nice and gentle. 2 to go like that. Inhale, lunge. Take it slow, take it easy. Exhale to fold, nice and gentle. Inhale to lunge. And exhale to fold. Now in this fold, start to lift the front ball of the foot up, but start to lower the back knee down and into half Hanuman, all the way down. Now halfway lift again. Exhale to fold back in. Now front foot stays lifted, pull the toes up, but as much of a bend in the front knee here as you want. You're trying to straighten it out, but be gentle. Take the breath into it. Incorporate it, let it be influential in the shape. Let it shift the mood and center the mind. You take just 2 more breaths here. All right, low lunge, bend into the front knee, chest and arms raised up. Now in this shape, squeeze your left butt cheek nice and tight here. Left hand forward, right hand back, take a twist. Now squeeze that left butt cheek, don't let it go. Flip your front palm, reach up and back, reverse. Now right hand slides down the back of the thigh here. Chest lifting a little higher. We take just 2 more big breaths now. And hook your left elbow around the front knee. Hands come together. Back knee lifts up. Now look forward and gently step up. Big toes to touch. Halfway lift to lengthen out. Exhale to fold forward. Inhale to stand all the way up. Tiny little back bend. Exhale to fold all the way in. Halfway lift, lengthen out. Step your right leg back. Puff the chest forward, fingertips, runner's lunge. Nice and long through the spine. Hold here an extra breath, lifting the back knee, toning the thigh. And then gently, back knee down. Left hand raises up, twist. Squeeze your right butt cheek now. Now try and keep that butt tight here. Inhale, pick up the back knee, straighten it. Exhale, lower down. Inhale, lift. Button, thigh, squeeze. Exhale, lower. One more like that. Button, thigh, squeeze, lift, hold, breathe. One more. Left hand down, puff the chest forward, fingertips. Straighten through the front leg pyramid. 2 to go. Inhale, lunge. Exhale, fold. Inhale, lunge. Exhale, a gentle fold. Now, pick up the front foot. Lower the back knee down all the way into half Hanuman. Halfway lift to lengthen out as you get there. Exhale to fold back in. We try and stay cool here. Little intense through the back of the leg. We try and have that impact on the shape where you slow it down a little. Incorporate nice deep belly breaths here. One more now. Low lunge, bend into the front knee, chest and arms raised up. Now, critical, you squeeze your right butt and keep it tight. Right hand forward, left hand back, twist. Flip your front palm, reach up and back. Left hand slides down the back of the thigh or maybe even to the outside of the thigh, but keep the back of the heart lifting here. Butt still tight, squeeze it, lift the chest. 2 more breaths now. Hook your right elbow around the front knee, hands come together. Back toes tuck, back knee lifts. Look down for stability and step up, big toes to touch. Halfway lift, inhale. Exhale to fold in. Inhale to stand, and we're coming through a flow. Reach up, stretch up. Exhale to fold forward. Halfway lift, long back. Step or jump back, chaturanga. Pull the chest through, up dog. And into downward facing dog, hips up and down. Straight away, heels up, knees bent, coming to a squat. Feet to the outside of the hands. Sit your butt down, chest up, hands to prayer. Now just one more long breath there. Squeezing the chest through the shoulders here. And hands on the ground. Just the left leg steps back. Keep the front foot oriented as it is. So pretty much lizard lunge. Right hand raises up here. Back knee lifts up. Now let the front knee fall out to the side a little bit. But keep your left butt cheek squeezing tight. We just take one more big breath here. Now as you thread your right hand underneath your left armpit, hug your right knee in just a little and drop your chest down for 2 more big breaths. Long breaths, however. Keep it coming down. Here we go. All right, 2 hands to the ground. Gently step your right leg back on top of your left one. Turn the hips, side plank. Right hand raises up. Lift the hips a little higher here. Take one more generous breath as you are. Now lift the right leg away from the left and step it into wild thing. Behind and outside the knee. Turn the hips, lift the chest. One more breath here. And into 3-legged dog. Right hand down, right leg lifts. Exhale, right knee taps right elbow. Squeeze it in. Inhale, shoot the leg back up. And gently step the foot in between the hands, crescent lunge. Chest and arms raise up towards the ceiling. Reach up and stretch up. Ooh, hot in here. One more breath in that crescent lunge. Now, just as we did before, squeeze your left butt cheek nice and tight. Keep it on. Left hand forward, right hand back, twist. Flip your front palm. Reach up and back. Reverse the shape. One more big breath there. And then hook and twist. Left elbow around the front knee. Hands together. Back leg still stiff and strong. Now, maybe you're going to open out your arms or maybe take a bind, but I'd say the prayer position is enough. Roll back your right shoulder. Squeeze your entire back leg, so thigh and butt. We take just one more big breath there now. Hands on the ground. Look forward, standing splits. Back leg lifts up, folding over the front one, letting the head come down. Now, in this shape, lift the left hip up, bend the top knee, and see about taking the foot with the right hand just next to your right hip there. Now, maybe if you want to go for the full balance, left hand tries to take the right ankle. Maybe it takes a hold. We take maybe 2 more long breaths here in standing splits. And as gently as you possibly can, step your left foot back down towards the ground. Now, 3-leg dog. Right leg lifts up and out. Bend at the knee. Peel the hip open. Really tilt it up. And gently into fallen triangle. Right knee to left elbow. Kick the leg out to the side. Left hand raises up. 2 more big breaths there. Lift the hips a little here. Left hand down. Right leg up and out. 3-legged. Now, just step your right foot halfway up your mat. Very short stance. Back heel spins down. We come towards revolved triangle. So straighten out through your front leg. Now, you might grab a block or something underneath your left hand, but quite literally, take your right hand to your right hip, push that hip back in space. I might turn around your way for you. Push that hip back in space and start to keep the back leg tight, back heel driving into the floor, back thigh tight, and then try and soften the shoulders and the jaw a little as we take maybe 2 or 3 more gentle, long breaths here. Keep them mellow, very soft breaths. All right. Right hand down. This very short crescent lunge. So chest and arms raise up. Little boxy stand. So take a bend into the back knee in this very short crescent lunge. Now, in this shape, arrowhead. Let the chest come forward and let the front knee come forward and the toes also. And from there, straighten your back leg and lift it into warrior 3. So very controlled entry into this aeroplane Dakasana here. Hold, breathe. Back leg stiff and straight. Belly pulls in. One more breath there. And into warrior 2. Step back, open the arms, T shape. Straighten out through your front leg. Reach as far forward as you can. Right hand down. Left hand coming up, Trikonasana. Not terribly long here, but we make good use. About 5 more big breaths, squeezing the left butt cheek, chest turning up, belly in. One more steady breath now. Inhale, stand, lift the chest, flip the front palm to the ceiling, up and back. Back through warrior 2 for side angle, bending the front knee. Hand down inside the foot. Maybe it's elbow to knee, but top arm into a half bind. Wrap it up. Now, once you've found your half or full bind, squeeze your back thigh again, lifting the inner arch of the foot, and then roll the whole chest up towards the ceiling. So not just the shoulder turns back, the whole chest. Squeeze your left butt cheek, however, and stabilize your hips a little. belly in. 2 more long breaths there now. Hands to prayer, right at heart center, Skandasana at the back of the mat. Drop your butt to your left heel and turn the toes out. Right leg straightens for just 2 more breaths there. Now we get a little tricky. Firstly, switch to the other side of Skandasana, butt to your right heel. Good. Now 1 more big breath there. Now, if we can, nice and fluidly, we're going to try and lunge to the left and pop up into a crescent lunge immediately. So walk your hands to the left. Reach the arms up, back toes turn forward, butt squeezes strong, and in 1 movement, hands to prayer, right knee to the chest, up and in. Eagle wrap, right leg over the left one. Sit your butt down nice and low. Now you might find the full wrap, toes around the back of the calf. Let's go for the arms. Right arm underneath the left one, wrap them up. Now as the shoulders drop down, the elbows lift up. Now squat low and take 2 more big breaths here. Stay cool. Now we got just a little bit more work to do. Unwrap the arms. Unwrap the full eagle wrap just to the half. Now left hand takes the outside blade of your right foot. Stay cool here. Stand up, pull the foot up. Maybe you start to turn your right shoulder back. Good Lord. Chest lifts nice and tall. Maybe as an option, left hand to the knee. Roll back the right shoulder. Stay with it. I'll try to as well. We turn back the shoulder. 1 more big breath here. Very gently, hands to the ground. Kick the right leg back, runner's lunge. Whew. Skandasana to the other end. Drop your butt to your right heel. 2 more big breaths there. Chest up, hands to prayer. Now as you turn to the right, runner's lunge, back to the original top of the mat, 3-leg dog, shoot the leg up. Now, any version of a flow here. Could be 3-legged, maybe it's chin stand or kick handstand. Otherwise, follow me. Right foot down, high plank to chaturanga half plank. Pull the chest through up dog and into downward facing dog. 1 more generous breath there in downward facing dog. And then coming to that squat, heels up, knees bend, walk, step or jump, feet outside of your hands. Cheers. 1 more breath in the squat. Hands to the ground, right leg steps back, lizard lunge. So find the front foot slightly pointed out to the left. Now, as the right hand comes underneath the shoulder, you've got to keep your back leg tight. So thigh on, butt on, both of them. Left hand raises up. Keep that back leg tight. Keep it toned. Now let the front knee fall out just a little. Back leg still tight. 2 more generous breaths. Back leg still tight. Not easy. And gently dive your left arm underneath the right armpit. Let the chest drop down, down, down. Take maybe 2 more long breaths here. And 2 palms to the ground, nice and slow. 3-leg dog. Left leg lifts up and out. Bend at the knee. Peel the hip open, nice and slow. Now, little slightly different entry into that side plank. Keep the hip open. Come forwards, kind of like high plank, but turn into that side plank. Stack the legs, left hand raises up. As soon as you're there, tight butt, lift the left leg away from the right. Step out into wild thing. Left foot behind the right one. Turn the hips, lift the chest. 2 more nice long breaths there. And 3-leg dog. Left hand down, left leg up. And left knee taps left elbow. Pull it in. Inhale, shoot it back up. Step through, crescent lunge, chest and arms raised. Now, as soon as you're there, back leg stable, butt on, belly in. Back foot feels like it's driving down. Right hand forward, left hand back twist. Flip the front palm, reach up and back. Lift the back of the heart here. 1 more breath. Bow forward, hook and twist. Right elbow around the front knee. Hands coming together.
Roll back your left shoulder here, back leg still strong. Maybe it's wings, maybe it's binds. Can't stress that back leg enough. Keep it tight. 2 more flowing breaths now. Hands on the ground, look forward, standing splits. Back leg lifts up as soon as you're there. Make sure there's even weight distribution through your front foot here. And then tilt your right hip up, bend the knee. Maybe you catch the foot with the left hand. Take the chest down, relax the neck, and deepen your breath. Maybe it's the full balance. Right hand takes the left ankle. 2 or 3 more gentle breaths. And gently release. Right foot steps back and down. Left leg lifts up and out. 3-legged. Bend the knee and peel the hip open. And then into fallen triangle. Left knee to right elbow. Kick it out to the right side of your mat. As you turn your chest, lift your hips. 2 more breaths there. And right hand down. Left leg up and out. 1 more time. To step just halfway up your mat. Here we go, revolved triangle. A little bit of setup, back heel down, pretty short stance. So if your back heel is lifting, step your back foot in as far as you need in order to get that back heel down. Now from there, left hand, left hip. Push the hip back and turn the left shoulder up towards the ceiling. Notice naturally the spine kind of wants to move forward as you turn the left shoulder up and back. Now, back thigh nice and firm here. Keep it tight. Soften a little through the jaw and the face. We take maybe 2 more long breaths here. All right, left hand down. Short crescent lunge. Little boxy crescent lunge. Chest and arms raise up. Big bend in the back knee. So hopefully this helps us arrow ahead. And as you shift all your body weight forward. The knee comes forward to the toes. Back leg straightens. And then just a little lift of the back leg up into warrior 3. Very controlled entry. T shape. Belly sucks in. 1 more big breath there. And step back into warrior 2. Open the arms. Straighten through the front leg. Reach as far forward as you can for triangle. Left hand down and right hand raises up. Trikonasana. Now, once you're there, back leg strengthens, thigh, butt, little turn of the chest up. 2 more big breaths here. Inhale, stand. Flip the front palm up and back, reverse. Back through warrior 2 and into side angle. Hand to the floor inside of the foot. Right arm, top arm into a half bind. Now, as you draw the right shoulder down and away from your ear, then turn the chest up towards the ceiling. Let the front knee press slightly out to the left. We keep the back leg strong and the breath nice and fluid. Let it run. Let it flow down into the depths of the belly, spreading throughout the entire body. 2 more to go here. Hands to prayer at heart center. Pivot on your back heel. So send your butt to the back foot. Sit the heel down, or sit the butt down towards the heel rather. Chest up, hands to prayer. 1 more big breath here. Switch over to the left leg. Sit it down, nice and low. Now, 1 action, so you can really go to pivot and turn to your right. Back foot especially. Here we go. Crescent lunge to the back of your mat. Bend into the right knee. Chest and arms raise up. Squeeze your left butt cheek nice and tight. And in 1 movement, hands to prayer, left knee to the chest, up and in. And we find that eagle wrap. So wrap your left leg over the right one. But try not to take your right knee over to the left. Keep it above your ankle. You feel it's that left hip that wraps around. Now the arms, left arm underneath the right. Elbows start to lift, but the shoulders sink down as the butt sits down. Now just 2 more breaths. I know we got a little work. Stay with it. Now, unwrap the arms. Unwrap the full eagle on the legs. Now, right hand takes the left foot, the outside blade, and stand up. Roll back the left shoulder as you go. Otherwise, take the right hand to left knee, squeeze it in, roll back the shoulder, lift nice and tall here. Butt squeezes strong, belly in. One more generous breath. And then back through to center, kick the left leg back, hands to the ground, Skandasana at the other end of the mat, butt to the left heel. One more big breath there, nice job, I'm sure. Turn to your left, coming through a flow. Left leg shoots up, three-legged dog. Maybe you place the foot down, come through it, high plank to low plank, chaturanga, up dog, and into downward facing dog. Little bit more work to go. Promise it's done after that, a little. Heels up, knees bend, look to the front. Walk, step, or jump, top of the mat. Halfway lift, lengthen out. Exhale to fold in. Inhale to stand all the way up, reach up and stretch up, nice and tall. And then into chair, bend the knees, sink the butt. Hands to prayer. Now twist to the right. Elbow hooks the knee. Start to sit the butt down all the way towards the heels. And if you need to lift the heels, do that. Now, we're going to have a little crack at side crow. I reckon it's something we can all do, even if it's just focusing on the twist. So first choice, we all make this little adjustment here. You start to take your right hand down to the floor and then hook the left elbow deeper around the thigh. So you really want the knee as high up the arm as you can. And my aim is like center of gravity tight. And let this knee flare out to the side. Now hands come to the ground. It'll be to your right. Now as you shift your body over your fingertips, you bend your elbows naturally. Little face dive. But as you start to shift more body weight towards the fingertips, let them take some load, and maybe the feet get lighter. Remember that squeeze of the knees. Maybe the feet come up. We'll take maybe one or two more breaths there. And then inhale, standing all the way up. Woo! And then back into chair straight away. Let's do the other side. Hook and twist. Around the left knee, sink the butt down. Oh, I'd love to see your faces at home. Left hand on the floor, maybe raising the right arm up. Real big turn. And a hook. Hands to the ground. Turn left. Knees together. Keep that right one in. Chest comes down, but round through your upper back. Maybe your left elbow is coming into your hip. A different sort of view. And feet, maybe lift. The lift of the feet is all that body weight coming towards the fingers. Hips coming up a little. That's about enough, isn't it? I think so. So come through a flow. As you're ready, downward facing dog. High plank finds low plank. Up dog finds downward facing dog. And once we're there, a little brief pause in child's pose. We'll take a few breaths in that child's pose. If that's uncomfortable, come into a kneeling position. Maybe just two more breaths, letting the heart rate settle. All right, we're getting into a little Ustrasana, camel pose. So lift your chest up, lift your hips up away from your heels, come to a standing kneeling position. And once you're there, hands to the low back, squeeze the butt tight, but see if you can try and tilt your tailbone down. It kind of feels like the bottom rib closes towards the top of the hips. It kind of feels like that. Try and keep that sensation. Lift the chest, however, and that kind of feels weird, keeping those two things going. Close belly, open chest. Hands to low back, roll the shoulders back. Lift, lift, lift here. Proud chest, lifted, puff it up. And then start to arc into a nice little spiraling back bend, maybe hands to the heels, but keep the chest popping through the shoulders. If you're going to work with the neck, press the head back and then drop open the chin. So a long neck. Two more big breaths. And lifting up nice and slow. Sitting down to the heels. Just stay still for a moment. Let one or two breaths pass through. All righty. coming into downward facing dog, and step your right foot between your hands. Drop your back knee down to the floor, looking at a little bit of front splits here. So half Hanuman, more than enough. I am sure of that. Maybe you spread it out a little bit and start to puff out the chest a touch more, or let's send it back a little bit more. Now, if you've got some sort of prop like a block or, I don't know, a stack of books, maybe you place that underneath the belly of your right thigh. You can really lift up the chest. Now, be honest with yourself. Try and work with square hips here. So much tendency to turn the left hip back and really open up the hips. I'm sure I can get to that front splits, but if I open up the hips, try and keep it tight. Try and look after your lower back here. Try and keep your left hip drawing forward a little bit, even if there's a bend in the front knee. Squeeze the left butt cheek. Keep working with that shape. Lifting the chest, tailbone down. Steady, slow breath. Still tense through the glute, through the butt cheek. 2 or 3 more big breaths here. Soft jaw, soft shoulders. 2 more breaths from now. Hands to the ground. Jump out of this any way that you can. For me, flip dog feels real nice to a little wild thing. As you wish, so right leg up and out. We're just going to hit the other side in a moment. So take a breath or 2. Take your time. We meet momentarily in downward facing dog, and simply step your left foot between your hands. Back knee drops down. Half Hanuman is more than enough. Work with that. Front foot stays lifted. Otherwise, take it a little wider, a little longer rather. And then really try and keep it like an active shape. Squeezing your right butt cheek. Belly in. Don't worry about how accurate it is to what sort of front splits looks like at its full expression. I'm certainly not concerned. We keep the tension through the right butt. Can't stress that enough. Keep the right hip tilting forward, chest lifting up. And then work on the mood and the shape. Look to be able to calm yourself in a moment where it's pretty intense. Utilize 2 or 3 more now. Alrighty, hands to the ground. 3-leg dog, or otherwise maybe it's a cheeky flip dog or wild thing, as you wish. For the next few moments, just sort of shake it out. 1 or 2 more breaths now. And from downward facing dog, drop down to the knees into tabletop. We're coming towards Gomukhasana here. So in tabletop, slide your right knee between your hands, yes, and then turn the foot out to the side. And do the same with the back knee. Slide that in behind the front one, turn that foot out to the side, and then sit your butt down. Once you're there, you might have to sort of stack up the knees a little tighter, grab a hold of the feet, but see if you can especially get your right sitting bone down to the floor, lift the chest, and then fold forward any amount. And it might just be as simple as hanging the head a little bit. For those of you that are pretty deep into it, really a lot of big fold forward there, try and keep your sitting bones on the ground. So I have to sort of press them down a little and kind of puff out the chest. Again, same kind of deal. Try and really move towards the ability to self-soothe here. Reinforce this kind of conditioning of the mind to deal with little tiny moments of intensity with a response of some form of ease. Here, manifested through the breath. You might like to explore this shape. You could take your chest over to the right maybe, or to the left a little, and you can find a sticky spot. A little more time to become a little bit more subtly aware of the body.
bit more intricacy in your awareness. Let's just stay for 2 more breaths from here. Inhale, chest lifts up. Go ahead and kick your right leg out to the right. Left sole of the foot inside that thigh. Coming towards a side bend here. So right arm inside the leg or maybe the hand, but left hand up towards the ceiling. Now, we kind of did it before. Really roll back the shoulder and push off the back of the right elbow, or even a hand on the ground helps to turn the chest up. And then reach over towards the foot at the front of the mat, or side of the mat here maybe. Left butt cheek sinks down nice and heavy. And then, try not to let the breath jam. Too easy to let the breath jam here. Fluid flowing. One more big breath down. Alrighty, chest lifts up. Place your hands just behind your hips for reverse tabletop. 2 feet on the ground. Roll your shoulders back. Scoop the hips up. Press the hips. Little bend in the elbows here. Tiny bend, but puff the chest up. Roll the shoulders back. One more big breath down. And release. Hips come down nice and slow. Other side of Gomukhasana. So left leg's on the top. Left leg's wrapping over the top. Little lift of the butt to smush the knees, and then grab a hold of the feet. Chest up, bowing forward. Shoulders soften out. Jaw, tongue. Nice controlled breath. Purposeful, focused breath. Feel free to explore left and right. And take maybe 3 more elongated breaths here, really taking some time. Centering your awareness inside your body. All right, chest lifts up. Left leg kicks out to the left, nice and long. Right sole of the foot. Now, little lift through the lower back. Get tall through the lower back. Left hand down, with a hand or elbow. Turn the chest back. Really get that turn happening first. And then reaching over for the foot. It's almost as if like the middle of your rib cage kind of pokes to the right a little bit as you sink your right butt cheek down. Keep a sense of lift. So try not to collapse too far down. Breath long for maybe 2 or 3 more. Oh goodness, I do love a side bend. All right, inhale, chest lifts up. Either full reverse plank or just back into reverse tabletop. Not just reverse tabletop. Strong shape, hands behind the hips. Roll the shoulders back, feet to the ground. Lift the hips. Press, press, press. Chest and hips. Breathe here. Belly in. 2 more. And release. Hips come down. Catch a hold of the knees and roll down onto your back. As soon as you're there, lift the legs up towards Viparita Karani. Lifting the legs, maybe block underneath the hips. Really trying to take a quite a soft approach in this inversion. Think of it not only as kind of just paving a pathway for Shavasana to happen, a very conscientious way of slowing down, softening a little through the nervous system a touch more. Maybe it's nice to raise the arms up as well, kind of dead bug pose. Raising the arms to the ground for a moment and just see If there's anything else you want to do before Shavasana, just send a kind of a investigative sweep through the body. Notice if there's any like little niggles you want to get rid of. Maybe you want to twist, legs over to the left or the right. Maybe it's happy baby. If you're ready for Shavasana, you could go there. Maybe bridge would feel super nice there, or wheel. Do something that really makes your body feel good to finish off the practice. And we will take a few breaths. So if you're twisting, maybe a couple of breaths there, more. And then if you haven't switched already, switch that twist now. And in the next couple of breaths, let's go ahead and bring it down to Shavasana. But kind of not quite Shavasana. We'll do a little breathing, a little pranayama to sort of guide us in to the depths of Shavasana. As soon as you found yourself laying flat in Shavasana, take a nice, long, very deep breath in with a gentle, releasing breath out. Just notice a kind of sinking, settling sensation through the body. A sense of allowing on multiple levels, not just allowing the body to sort of relax, but also allowing the mind to take a little bit of a break. So, of course, you can't stop thoughts. You can't stop it from doing what it's going to do, but it might come. But see if you can let it come and let it go. Start to find that 6-second breath. 6 seconds in, 6 seconds out. Just a few rounds of that breath. 6 in, 6 out. Notice if this breath feels any easier or a little calmer maybe. Now work with some breath retention. Breathe in for 6, hold in for 6, breathe out for 6. If that's a little strong, just don't hold the breath for quite as long. Find a reasonable length. Otherwise, 6 in, 6 hold, 6 out. After your next exhalation, just continue the practice and sink deeply into Shavasana. See if you can maintain awareness of sensation through the body and really let yourself fully experience this relaxation, this time of stillness and peacefulness that you're gifting yourself here. to very gently deepen your breath. Just feel into the waking body. Don't have to necessarily describe it, but pay attention to that spread of energy through the body. And then start to move, wriggle, stretch. And then find yourself coming back to a seated position with the eyes closed. And bring the hands to prayer right at heart center as you meet that seat. Just take a moment of acknowledgement here. Some form of gratitude or thanks to be given. Some recognition of your efforts for the practice. And with that, we humbly bow the head and say to each other, Namaste. Namaste, my dear friends. Thank you as always. Hey, enjoy. I'll see you soon.